We've got another 4 days of this to do. Looking out against the grey skies outside, I'm wondering whether it's time for a nice summer holiday in that cauldron of heat, otherwise known as Europe. Ben Clatworthy is here, researching even as we speak what is going on out there in the big wide world. Ben, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Very nice to see you. I mean, obviously the big story is all about roads. We spoke to somebody over there this morning, and we know that the airports are still open and people can still fly there. I guess it's only if you've actually got a reservation at one of the hotels that's been evacuated that you might have a problem. But certainly the Greek tourist people are saying, you know, we are still open for business. You know, don't not come on account of what's going on there. It's a problem, but perhaps not as big a problem as many people are pointing out.
Well, it's about 10% of the island of Rhodes that are affected by the wildfires. That said, there is quite a long, extensive list of affected places, hotels that have been evacuated or closed. Just in the last couple of minutes, I'm seeing that Jet2 have said that they're going to put on a 4th evacuation flight this evening. But at the top of the island, in the unaffected areas, the perverse thing is there are actually a lot of people having quite a nice holiday,
yes,
who are looking up and the sky is quite red. There is a sort of haze in the air. We're not that is true,
yeah,
but there are resorts that are open, that are operating as
I mean, I'm
normal.
sure it's not pleasant, because whenever you're in a situation like that, it isn't pleasant, because you're never quite sure if there's going to be another one that breaks out. And also, we're told that they're pretty certain this is arson as well, which is not very encouraging if other people are going to do copycat fires. We're also told that the ones in Corfu seem to be under control to quite a large extent.
Yes, so the ones in Corfu were much more of a sort of going concern this morning. The evacuations there have sort of have happened, I think, the main ones, and the deputy mayor on the island said he hopes the situation will be under control. Overnight, in total, firefighters were trying to contain 82 wildfires, 64 of which started yesterday. Now, the idea that I think is the original ones were obviously started, were potentially started as arson attacks. Now, though, are spreading. There's also the threat that the wind is going to change direction today, which would put more tourist areas under threat.
Right. Yeah, it's not a happy situation at all. But I guess if you've got, just for the sake of a bit of advice, if you've got a booking to Rhodes, I mean, should people be making phone calls? Should they be bothered? Should they be worried?
It depends when your booking is. If your booking is for this week, in the next few days, get in touch with your tour operator if you have one. If you've booked independently, as in booked a flight with a scheduled airline and booked a hotel on your own in the resort in the areas, then there are slightly different issues that you may face. The chances are that if you don't want to go now, if you think that your hotel is going to be near the affected areas, even if it's open, the best thing to do is to speak to the hotel. The chances are, as long as you're deferring your booking and not saying, I know your hotel's open, but give me my money back. If you're deferring your booking, they will most likely be sympathetic to your worries. After all, these hotels, many of them run by Greek family businesses, they understand that people don't want to put extra pressure onto the emergency systems in Greece. Then airlines, largely, apart from Ryanair, are being very flexible in allowing you to change your booking.
Yes.
If you have a package holiday with a conventional tour operator, the likes of TUI, Jet2, EasyJet Holidays, the chances are that they will already have been in touch with you if you're due to travel in the next couple of days and said your holiday is not going ahead. If you're looking at travelling next week, for the moment, the best thing to do is to sit tight and see what happens.
Just
There's
watch.
no point.
What about if you? I mean, I heard some people talking this morning who had come back sort of last night and come back early. They were due back maybe next Wednesday, but they came early back from their package holiday. Can you get any kind of refund on that?
Technically, yes, you can, but it won't be. It's not a simple fact of saying arbitrarily if you paid £1,500 for a week's holiday, you divide that by 7 and say, well, I only got 3 nights, I get the rest back. It doesn't quite work like that, because as long as if you're taking your flight in both directions, that's a big proportion of the cost. There is some kind of method to get money back. What I wouldn't do, though, and I would urge people, if you are in that situation, you've come back early, is not to immediately get on the phone to your tour operator today and start clogging up the lines with people that are there potentially needing information and trying to get a refund. That can wait.
Yes.
Even though it's disappointing, that can wait until a couple of weeks' time before you start making those phone calls.
All right, cool. To matters more at home, where certainly the weather is not likely to be causing any brush fires at the moment.
Grim.
It really is grim for the middle of July. Well, even the end of July, actually. It really does, and it was quite chilly this morning as well.